Welcome back to Inside Sources. On this segment, I'm going to have a conversation with one of the leading public intellectuals in our country. He's a strategist, a policy advisor, and he's also the group CEO of GITC. I'd like to welcome back to Inside Sources my brother and friend, Madam Baba Yusuf.
Thank you so much for having me, my bro.
Eid Mubarak. Thank you.
Mubarak.
Eid
Thank
Mubarak.
you. And Eid Mubarak to our viewers as well.
Exactly. And so you still hold me some
oh, absolutely.
Some salah.
It will be well packaged and delivered.
Thank you so much. Let's start today. Although I want us to talk more about the primaries, but there's a very important point, that about the issue of rehabilitation, negotiation with terrorists and bandits, and Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, quite a prominent sheikh, keeps talking about this idea that nobody's paying attention to them. They want to drop their arms, and they are afraid that we should be negotiating with them, and that kinetic approach has failed. What's your take on this, Madam?
To be honest with you, I've been restraining myself for a very long time not to speak in public to Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, with profound respect to him. But first of all, I am a Muslim. Secondly, I'm a Northerner, and I think he is not representing what we should stand for as Muslims, whether as Ahlus Sunnah or any other seriously, moderate and responsible Muslim. Sheikh Gumi is a retired military officer.
Yeah.
Sheikh Gumi is a leader of people and is an Islamic scholar. But this behavior that has refused to go away, or he has refused to stop it, I think people like us should be able to tell him it is time he stops and have the real fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and stop misrepresenting what Islam stands for. If he wants to be a politician, he should come out and tell us what he wants to do, because some of them have started declaring for candidacy, which is their fundamental human right. Yeah. So he should not hide behind anything. Secondly, if he wants to be a negotiator of bandit under any guise, also he should take a clear position so that Nigeria will take a position, in that regard. But having said that, I think it is becoming borderline irresponsible for such a person that we used to look with a high level of respect to start misguiding people because we have teeming youths in northern Nigeria that are needing, the right kind of leadership, the right kind of direction. Don't forget that Sheikh Gumi last year was banned from entering Saudi Arabia with a valid visa, which before then, by the way, since I think 2010, he has not been allowed to enter Saudi Arabia. He called it politically motivated. I tell him he should have a food for thought. Having said that, let us even dimension this issue, sounding like a broken record conversation about negotiation and rehabilitation and whatever. To Sheikh Gumi and others that are proponents of this, what would they say to the family of the people or the families of the people that these people have massacred? Or has he forgotten the injunction in the Holy Quran about those that took arms and killed innocent people, be they Muslims or non-Muslims, that are non-combatant, that are not fighting against you, that are helpless people? In addition to that, talk about negotiation. We are here last 2 or 3 months, a known bandit in Katsina who killed an assistant commissioner of police in action, wore his uniform, took his gun and went to the so-called negotiation with government officials. What did Sheikh Gumi say about that? What is his own position about that? Is he saying that particular kind of person is a victim? This man is just gaslighting these people. What will he say about those others that were quote unquote rehabilitated in Maiduguri and others, and even integrated into the army and turned the gun against their fellow army officers and go about disclosing the movements and the logistics?
And these things that are saying, these are facts.
These are facts. If I knew we were going to have this conversation, I've written about it. I even have their names and the name of the officers they have killed. So there is completely no sense of responsibility, no sense of sensitivity, and there is now beginning to taint this religion of Islam in a way and manner that any well-meaning Muslim in this country should stand up and say, this is enough. Okay? So I wouldn't want us to digress too much, but thank you for this opportunity. To Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, I have a lot of respect for you. You are a father, you are a leader, and if you are truly leading Muslims, then the conversation should not be painting these people as bandits, raping people, maiming people. By the way, Gumi, most of the people you are saying we should rehabilitate are always high on drugs and alcohol. What does Islam say about that? To having said that, I think we should stop giving him too much airtime. And I think also government is pussyfooting on this. Forget the friends. We should take a position on this. What are we doing? Are we fighting terrorism or are we not?
Absolutely. Very, very important point, Mother. And I must say that, I commend your, the patriotism that is behind that comment because,
Thank you very much.
When some of us say they say, oh, well, you guys, guys from the South, but I just felt that, it's not really, it's not ennobling of a leader.
Absolutely.
To talk like that.
But permit me, Prof. 65 to 70% of the people that Gumi is justifying their killing and maiming are the same Muslims all over the place. 80% out of almost the majority of the 10 million children that are milling out of school children that are being recruited by these bandits are children that he should be teaching in Islamic school. And he is now justifying, those youths now will be listening to him and be saying, look, we should be sympathetic to these people and join. So I think he should have a food for thought and government should also do something about it.
Absolutely. I mean,
thank you very much.
It would seem as if Sheikh Gumi has another agenda.
No, I believe he does.
But anyway.
By the way, one of his men is the one facing terrorism financing that has been in custody all this while. He's one of his scholars.
Which of them?
I think Mamu or whatever they call
that is currently
for collecting money and mediating with.
Oh yes, Mamu. Yeah,
yes, Mamu is one of his.
Mamu is connected to Gumi. That's very true. Anyway, because of our time, I want us to talk about the primaries. Okay, so now this ADC thing has evolved.
Yeah.
Again, it's Atiku. And it hasn't evolved in a way that people are really shocked because people have said that this is what's going to happen even before the primaries. Peter Obi left, and then Amechi and Ayatollah that stayed, specifically Amechi that stayed, is saying that look, I mean, what kind of election primary is this? That I mean, the question that Amechi has is that so why is or how is ADC different from APC if this is what they're going to be doing? What's your take, Malam, to take off?
Well, first of all, I don't want to attempt to be politically correct now in this particular case because we are in Nigeria and we know what it is all over. If you look at even the APC, will get to them and all that. You see what is happening in the primaries. So it remains a work in progress, democracy in Nigeria, especially internal democracy. The people talking with profound respect to them that are complaining may even do worse if they are the ones that have the opportunity anyway. So I would like to see unanimity of purpose with regards to what do we really want as a democracy. You recall we've been talking about this thing for long, about this me politics. This one he wants, I mean, with very big respect for Alhaji Hayatuddin Muhammad, one of the best technocrats we have in Nigeria. Yes, he has been trying as much as possible to come into the game. But having said that, what does ADC want? Do they really want to compete against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Or they don't want to be doing video games with people? And as far as I'm concerned, they're doing video games on themselves. Come on, let us face the reality. Much as I'm a proponent of power remaining in southern Nigeria until 2031, in the interest of peace, equity, and unity, peace, and equity and justice. And more importantly, because for the 8 years that President Buhari led Nigeria, I don't see any progress or any significant impact it has made on Nigerians. I mean northern Nigerians, if that is, we have this feeling that unless we have a president from our region, things will not be better. Hello, we got worse during the 8 years of President Muhammadu Buhari. Why? Because the North has consistently refused, especially the leaders, to sit down and craft out a vision and strategy for northern Nigeria, Prof. And that is the issue. You can continue having the president from northern Nigeria for 1,000 years if we don't put our acts together and first of all even know what we want and secondly know where we are going and have a plan towards that. We'll continue having presidents and we'll continue sliding into the abyss of backwardness. So that is why I am a proponent of that, so that we use the next 4 years to put our house together so that by 2031 we choose wisely, we select the right person to represent us from northern Nigeria to be the president of Nigeria, and so that we can be making progressive trajectory in our social, economic, and political trajectory. We shouldn't just be people giving birth to children so that they can be added numbers on at the voting pattern as an entitlement. That's a shame. But you see, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar has the right to contest election.
Absolutely.
Whether we like it or not, the election has happened.
Yeah.
And politics is a game of numbers. They have the right now to appeal within the internal process of the party. I wouldn't want to bellyache on what happened. Like I told you, none of them is such a person that I'm seen as the ideal politician with profound respect. So it is a matter of who does what. But what is important, like I said before, is what do they really want? Because I have seen
as a party
and as a people, whether it is Alhaji Atiku Abubakar or Chief Ameti or Alhaji Hayatu Muhammad. And even it goes to the Obi and Kwankwaso. What do they really want? Because for you to be able to win, at that level that you are, you shouldn't be emotional. I don't have a problem if your followers are emotional, some are throwing insults and jabs because they don't understand this game. Politics is less about emotional, being emotional is about calculation, it's about arithmetic. And at the end of the day, it's just like game of football. The bottom line is who won the game, not who dribbled the most. Having said that, if they want to win as an opposition, are they really serious? Because as bad as we are saying, we are complaining about the ruling party, they have their own issues.
Yeah.
But we don't see that decisiveness. We don't see that Nigeria in these people. To sit and say, we are for Nigerians, not for themselves.
Yeah.
And to be able to forego any personal ambition, whether it is Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, whether it is Chief Chibuike Amechi, or any other person to say, let's come together, like President Tinubu did with President Buhari, whether you like Tinubu's face or you don't like what he has done. Bottom line, that is how he's a president. Right. That is how you run this game. It's not about liking somebody's face or what he does. Good or bad, they played their game, they had a strategy, it worked. What are these people doing? They have already fragmented themselves. Now, obviously, they will be infighting in ADC. And the rest is history, because I have said continuously, and I stand to be corrected, and I will wait for us to have that conversation, unless Obi and Kwankwaso sit down on the table with an Atiku Abubakar and other political figures to negotiate the going forward. Like I said, together they stand, united they lose.
Okay, very, very important point. So I have two more questions, and we have just less than about 7 minutes.
Great.
So we'll make it very short.
Okay.
The first one is that, so APC, the ruling party, they have their own troubles. People like Ned Nwoko is complaining. The one that I find most dramatic is Binga Daniel, who was a retired governor, former governor, is complaining. You have Omoagege, Deputy Senate President. You have Adelabu in your state. Somebody who was.
Yusuf Tugu,
it's all over the place. My question to you, and over this matter, and I want you to share your views, that is this the democracy that Nigerians yearn for when we were fighting the military?
Absolutely not. Well, permit me to be a bit colloquial to the APC members and the APC stalwarts that are now complaining. Everybody knows that I don't belong to any political party, full disclosure. The day I do that, I will let people know, because people know that I'm not afraid to say where I belong.
Absolutely.
So first, now we are talking about what is Nigeria. So when we speak about this, we are speaking to the issues objectively.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
To the APC members that are crying victim today, I will use the strict language in Nigeria and say, Nto. Because why? When the ruling party, we are crafting the machination to muzzle opposition political parties, to squeeze everybody out of the way, to craft an electoral law that will physically crowd out and kill opposition. They never knew that the game was actually going to swallow them, because indeed, like President John F. Kennedy said, he who rides a tiger will end up in the stomach of a tiger. And indeed, it happens that the chicken has gone home to roost. Most of the APC stalwarts that were paying eye service, that were playing to the gallery, that have sold their people out, are now out in the cold. They are ending up, are going to be devoured as dinner, breakfast, or lunch by the tiger. That is what is happening. And that tells us that in the future politics, especially the parliament, you didn't mention the parliament.
Yeah.
The deputy, I think, majority leader of the Senate is out. Most of those guys are not coming back. We had 77% turnover of the APC members that were in the Ninth Assembly. They didn't return. This one will be worse.
It will be worse.
But what does it tell you?
My take on Sunday, detailed it.
Exactly. What it means is that all those people that are going to do pay as you go or RNG parliamentary service will realize that you hardly have time to settle down before you are kicked out. They didn't even have the foresight to saw the big strategic picture of the incumbents, that at the end of the day, all of them will be used and done. And don't forget also, the dramatis personae includes yours sincerely, the first daughter of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mrs. Folashade Tinubu, is also protesting.
Yeah.
Of Mushin area. In fact, she said we have to protest. I was smiling. I said, interesting. But I don't know whether they will apply the same law or internal rule they applied to the gentleman that went and took them to court during the convention. Having said that, it tells you that, just like Bob Marley said, you can fool some of the people all the time. No, you can fool all the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. You can only fool yourself for all that time. Because what is happening now is those guys don't even have anywhere to go again and exercise their franchise, because they colluded deliberately or inadvertently to kill any opportunity for them to actually go out there and do what happened in 2023 or backwards, where Senator Wadada of Nasarawa decamped to SDP and became a senator. Now he's a gubernatorial candidate on APC. Abdul Mumini Jibril of Kano left APC because Ganduje refused him a ticket and went to NNPP to Kwankwaso. He got the ticket. He won. Now
he's back to
APC now. So this game now has been shut out. And what it means is people should wake up to that reality and sniff the coffee. You can only make progress going forward if you have the interest of Nigeria at heart.
Yeah, I wanted to ask this final question, and we have just 1 minute.
Yes.
So, now that Atiku has emerged, there is the view that the northern interests are going to line up behind him and make this election north versus south.
Highly likely.
Now, without any governor from the north behind Atiku, how is that possible?
Atiku will play the spoiler game, but let's not make no mistake about it. Much as I believe I am a bit, downcast that at the end of the day it seems that it's going to be a one-horse race, and it's not going to be exciting. There's so much predictability. We know what is going on, but the anger of the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, north, south, east, west, particularly in the north, is deep. I've been saying it. Yeah. And this sense of entitlement and living in the bubble by the governors to think that they can hoodwink people by force may not fly. So yes, based on that, there may be a lot of including the APC people that have lost. I told you we are masters of protest. All those guys that have lost whatever in APC may decide to sink the field. And that is where we may have a dark horse president. Imagine in Peter Obi Konkoso or in Atiku or whoever is brought. But that is a slimmer chance because United is having, because much as they will share the votes in the south, the battleground will become the north. But whether we like it or not, in fairness to the governors, we cannot poo-poo the governors because we cannot say we zero their electoral value. And that is where the game is for the ruling party. However, don't forget, the last election, less than 10% of the people that got their PVCs came out to vote. This time around, there's so much anger, and we are telling people, come out to vote. I was here the other day. I brought out my PVC. Come out to vote and do what we did in 2003 in Kano. Makada, Maraka, Matsari. That is, cast your vote, protect your vote, escort your vote. IRF or no IRF, we did it in 2003. IRF or no IRF, we did it in 1979. IRF or no IRF, we did it in 83. And therefore, it means that the power of the people will speak if the people rise and stand.
Very good place to stop. We are going to have much more of this conversation, and it's something exciting. But most of my time we've got to wrap it up. Yeah. Thank you so much for the insights that you bring, and thank you for the brilliance of your analysis and the objectivity of it all.
Thank you very much for having me.
And thank you for coming to Inside Sources.
As usual.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And there you have it, our edition of Inside Sources. Like we always say, Nigeria will prevail. It means Nigeria will win because we will push the major issues. Thank you for watching. My name is Laolu Akonde, and by the grace of God, I'll see you on the Sunday edition.